SU-85B, 85 mil. Could choose a 57. I'll go through the theory of alpha damage. Alpha damage, in principle, is better when you are less powerful. If you are lower tier than your opposition, you want larger alpha damage. Alpha damage limits exposure time. If you have a smaller alpha damage, you need to expose more for longer to the enemy tanks to put out your damage. And when you're lower tier, your armor's not as good. Your mitigation potential is worse. Your mobility's poor. So you want that exposure time to be as small as possible, which means you want to be doing as much damage as possible during that limited exposure window that you select. If you are top tier, if you're higher tier than the opponent, you're able to pressure with mobility, with armor, with whatever it may be. So a smaller rapid fire gun is less offensive. It's more logical because you have mitigation capacity and you get into more game circumstances, at least theoretically, where you can use the pressure of having that rapid fire gun. How that applies to TD gameplay is a little nuanced, but not to a huge degree. TDs generally play at distance, particularly defensively orientated and talentless TDs, such as the SU-85B. This tank is going to be playing a lot of the game at distance, supporting its tank, so it wants higher alpha damage. One of the power attributes of a small caliber gun that's doing low alpha damage but firing a lot is engagement dictation. You want to be able to control when and where you're shooting the enemy. You want to be able to say, okay, you're in a disadvantaged state right now, so I'm going to push you and I'm going to shoot again and again and again. You fundamentally cannot do that at distance. I, as a TD sat at the back of the map, can't say, oh no, don't reverse behind that house, don't reverse behind that car. Stay out in the open and be shot. Generally speaking, as a TD at distance, you're only going to get one shot, maybe two, at one opponent. So you want those shots to be hard-hitting and damaging because you can't assert yourself on the enemy. For defensive TDs, generally speaking, bigger alpha damage is better. That's why I'm going to use this gun for this game. By the way, subscribe.